What's going on, runners? Welcome back to the run. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Thank you guys for clicking on the video. If you can please like the video, comment for the video. That way we can have a discussion back and forth between each other. I really appreciate those, and it helps kind of me shape my content a little bit better. As you can see, I'm out here in sunny San Diego and I'm wearing a hoodie because it's gotten cooler. Thank God. So with that being said, real quick update before I get into the video. I'm almost done with driver's training. It's taking its toll a little bit, just because once you learn something, then they throw something else at you and it kind of like weirds out your confidence a little bit. Like I said, I started helping, pulling bins, got the hang of that, then they put me behind the wheel and I completely felt like a newbie. Then I got that, now I'm running a route by myself, and now the faster we were going with me and the senior driver, now I'm kind of slowing down, just because I have to learn how to let go of the bins. So once you throw them, you put them down, getting them level and kind of like watching where your sight points are, that's kind of the hard part. At least for me it is. So once I get that down packed, I'll be in and out of there, and then pushing these bins in some weird places, whatever. So that's where I'm at with that. Also, I'm repping everywhere I go. So, hate it or love it, it is what it is. So for the topic of today, I was sitting there watching a couple of YouTube channels, and I came across this YouTube video about this particular individual, and I'll get to it in a second. And she started her journey, I want to assume, right around that COVID time frame. So my question that I pose to you is, in this midway, well, we're a little bit more than midway through 2024, heading into 2025, are you still wanting to get into the transportation industry? Not just drivers, but in the industry in some way, shape, or form? And if so, why? And I'm going to give you a couple pointers with that. So here's what I'll say. Here's my first one. Be aware of the scammers. There are a lot of scammers out here, and they all came after that pandemic. I mean, I think scammers have been around in the transportation, especially trucking industry, for a whole lot of time. But I think for the most part, it's really aimed at the lowest, and don't take offense to this, but it's aimed at the lowest part, which is the drivers. It's always aimed at us. And it's always aimed at the people that are money hungry. Not money hungry like greedy, but money hungry like they're on their last dollar and they don't know what to do. So there are a lot of scammers out here. This particular individual, this female, I'm not going to name her name, but you can go and look at her video. If you're in the trucking spaces on YouTube, you've probably seen her. She called herself the trucking guru. Had 140 trucks, this, that, and the third, whatever. There are people out there that'll say these things that'll get us ignorant-minded people to be like, oh, well, if she can do it, I can do it. And let me be completely transparent with you. I was one of those people that bought a course. I bought a course, I set up an LLC, I was getting ready to do my thing, and I bought a dispatcher course. Now, being a dispatcher, if you know how to do sales, if you know how to do anything like that, it's perfect for you. When it came around the pandemic, it was a lot easier because there was so much freight and not enough drivers. These dispatchers were just going on the low board and looking and just snatching up freight and giving it to drivers where everybody was making money. But right now there's a whole capacity issue. Freight's hardly moving. There's not a real need for dispatchers. And if you're not really into sales and making relationships, some of you are gonna fail. So be aware of that scam. Another one, people selling you $400, $500, $700, $1,000 courses on how to be a box truck driver. All I would tell you is, does it work for some people? Sure. Is it going to work for you? I don't know. I wouldn't spend the money. You can go and look on channels for free to show you how to get your box truck business up and running, to get you to show you how to get insurance, to show you how to acquire your first truck, how to get your line of credit, how to set up your LLC, how to do all that stuff. There's free videos on that. You don't have to pay for the course. And the reason why I say that is because I paid for a course that I literally got the free information on, just searching on YouTube. And I didn't search on YouTube hard enough or or take it seriously enough. Now, these people are also trying to run a business, so I'm not going to really knock their hustle because there's people that are willing to pay for it. But also, if you're paying it's like those courses that men pay for $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, or $700, $800, $900, sometimes in the $8,000, $9,000 range, to go through Navy SEAL training to show you how to be a man, right? Will it work for some? Maybe. Will it work for you? Maybe. I don't see it working. I think it's what's the word for it when they I don't know. I just say pseudoscience, right? Or placebo. There it is. But so be aware of that. If somebody's trying to sell you a course or somebody's trying to do something like that, don't let them take your money, because you could have used that money to do something else with. Secondly, look at the market, right? This is the second point. So look at the market. If you are going to be a company driver, a lease operator, or owner operator, you really got to look at the market and see where you fit in. Now, what I would tell you new guys is, please do not jump into going as a company driver and immediately going to be an owner op. Don't do it. Or a lease operator, unless you have a real keen eye, a keen sense of business, and a drive to sit there and do the work. Because some people, they go in and they see some of these owner operators, some of these lease operators settlement at the end of the month, and then they're like, man, I can make that money. Oh, you're bringing home $5,000 a week, $3,000, whatever. You got to be willing to run. If I were you, I would tell you to just go and be a company driver and have your benefits, have your retirement, whatever. I would say do that for right now. Why? The capacity is still, people are still out here struggling. Even the Swifts and the CRSTs and the Knights, they're still struggling, but they're not struggling as much. That's all I'm going to say. So you still got a job at the end of the day. Sorry, I'm outside. So anyway, so I would say go with a company for now, because look at this. So back in July, right? Swift Knight just acquired, I had a bug on me. Swift Knight just acquired, I think it's Motor Carrier. They acquired DHE, Dependable Highway Express, and they acquired AAA Cooper, right? All LTL carriers, all running in the CAN region, California, Arizona, and Nevada. They're expanding their business for less than truckload to keep their guys moving, and also to make themselves money, right? So if you're a company driver, not only that, they acquired a bunch of Yellow terminals. So Yellow was a carrier that unfortunately went belly up, and shout out to all those drivers. Hopefully they had a soft landing somewhere, but they're acquiring all their LTL terminals. So there's going to be more runs for you guys to run more routes, more everything. So as a company driver, or as a person trying to get into a company, I'm looking at that like, well, maybe I can get into that line of business, So see what works for you, what works best. Also, point number 3, is this going to be a job, or is it going to be like is it a job or your passion or your career? Everybody knows the difference between a job and a career, right? Career, you're going to stay on long term. Job is just something to get you by. I got into trucking because I needed a job. I needed to get by. Now, was Swift going to be my career? No. Is driving, maintaining my commercial driver's license going to be my career? Probably so. But I'm treating it as my license is my career, not my company that I'm with is my career. My license is my career. I'm always going to be able to get a job with my license. Your hazmat, your doubles, your triples, tanker, you're always going to have a job. Transportation isn't going anywhere. So if this is your passion, then go over the road. If that's what your passion lies, go over the road and see the country at 65, 50, 55, 65, 80 miles an hour. Go and see the country. Go and live your dream. Go and live your passion. If that's what it is, being in that open road, like that old school trucker lifestyle, then go ahead and do that. But make sure that everything else back home is taken care of, because if you're treating this job as just a quick get rich money scheme, you're gonna fail. And then when you fail, you're gonna sit there and badmouth the whole industry, when there is a lot of good people in this industry that are making a lot of good moves and making a lot of good money. Figure out excuse me, I'm gonna make this my fourth point. Figure out where you want to be in the industry. You don't have to be a driver. You could be a dispatcher for a company, or if you can branch out on your own, do that. If you want to go be a broker, go do that. Go be a container, like the ones the broker, like ocean freight. You could do that. You want to open up a tire shop and repair truck tires, repair trailers. There's so many things that you can do in the trucking industry. You do not have to be a driver. You just have to have a business sense, keen mind, and drive and a hustle, and you can make some money if you're going the independent route. And if you're not, if you're, for example, if you're a diesel mechanic or you want to be a diesel mechanic, the company that I work for is looking for diesel mechanics. They're paying you, sending you to school, training you how to be a mechanic. Yeah, you got to work for them. That's just how contracts work with that type of stuff. But you're going to come out with a job and a skill. It's hard out here. These blue collar jobs pay a lot, and they're being overlooked, but that's where the money's at. So figure out where you want to be in the industry. Do you want to be a driver? If you're going to be a driver, how does it look for you? How does it look for your personal finances? How does it look for your lifestyle? How does it look for all of it? If you don't want to be a driver and you just want to be in the management side or the technical side or the like sales side or whatever, what does that look like for you? But don't get in this industry jumping in because somebody sold you a dream. The dream turns into a nightmare and you badmouth the whole industry. I'm talking everything from the local day cab drivers all the way up to the extreme OTR guys that are only home like 4 times a year. Don't get into this and then badmouth everybody. That's just not how it works. That's not how this community works. If you need help, reach out. Somebody's gonna help you. If you have questions, I can help you. Somebody on that comments on my channel can help you. Somebody can help you. But don't sit there and say, you know what, I'm finally gonna jump in and 2025 is gonna be my year, and you're thinking you're gonna make all this money, and that's not what it is. So keep that in mind. So just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Watch out for those scammers, because those scammers they're out there. They'll sell you a dream. Pay attention to the industry. Don't shy away from the mega carriers. Everybody has something to say, but everybody starts somewhere and everybody ends somewhere. Maybe you get with a Swift, maybe you get with Western Express or whatever, and that's your home forever. Who knows? Don't be afraid. What everybody else tells you, do your own research. Please do your own research. Look at the market, see if trucking is where you want to be, and that's all you got to do. So, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your week. I hope everybody's out there making the best money that they can. And I'm about to get in here. I got to take a shower. I just got off of work. I just wanted to make this video because I had some daylight. But until we meet again, peace, love, put the trash in the trash, recycle and recycle, and I will see y'all on the next one.